guys, what's up? It's Thing 1 and Thing 2 here, and I'm just by myself today doing a commentary video. If you haven't seen the previous video, the audition day results video, then I'll just tell you now. I had my Not Scary Farm audition, and I auditioned for Ghost Town, and I made it onto Streets. So yeah, I am officially going to be on Streets for the 2014 season of Not Scary Farm. And I'm super excited. I know I uploaded a video the day before the audition and I was freaking out, so I just kind of wanted to do a video to tell everybody what I went through, what I was thinking, what happened in the audition room. That way, if anybody's hoping to get where I am, they'll know how to be prepared and what to expect. So you have to make a reservation online through the Knott's employment website, and I think closer to the season start they put it out. A friend of mine showed it to me and they were like, hey, get on this, because I had no idea where to look, but I think Not Scary Farm Facebook puts it up, and so if you get there in time, get the earliest slot that you can. I got a 9:30 slot, and I think the earliest you can get is 9 o'clock. So we went down to Buena Park around, I don't know, we left here at like 6 a.m. So we got there probably around like 7:45-ish, I'd say. Parked and just kind of chilled for a little while. My brother and I, said a few prayers and just kind of relaxed for a little while. And then around like 8:30, I went to go get in line, because you can't line up more than an hour beforehand, even though there was a crap ton of people lined up. So we went, got in line, and started filling out paperwork and whatnot, and they called for the 9:30 slot, and they took me backstage, and I had to give them like a confirmation of my appointment time and a filled out employment application. I filled out like 3 or 4 employment applications just in case, and I'm really glad I did, because I ended up needing like 2 or 3 of them. So I gave them that, took me backstage, and I waited with everybody else by the employment center for, I'd say, a good hour. And they call you in for your interview one at a time by name, and then you go in and you sit down, and they ask me like a whole bunch of like really common sense questions that they just want to make sure you're level-headed enough to not cause a fight or engage in a fight if someone does something stupid to you. Like, one of the questions was like, if you see a fellow monster being antagonized by a guest, what would you do? And I said, well, I would go to security. And then the next question was kind of the same. It was like, if you saw a guest being antagonized by a fellow guest, what would you do? Contact security or my team leader? I don't know. Like, yeah, I would go get security. And then I started realizing, okay, every single answer is going to be go get security. So yeah, that was that. The interview went by really quick. They did, filled out some paperwork, took some paperwork. And then after the interview, I had the choice to either go stand in line to sign up for a maze or go stand in line to audition for a street zone. And the line for the street zone, which I planned on going into, wasn't really that long. There was probably about, I don't know, maybe 50 or 60 people in line, because I had still had an early spot. And so I was like, oh, great, okay, I should be good, That line inched by. I mean, I stood there for so long. I mean, in the sun. I actually got a pretty neat suntan from my shoes. I was wearing Toms, so I have like this like straight cross across my foot tan. I waited in line for the street audition for a grand total of 3 hours in the heat. But it was totally worth it. Totally worth it. Don't get me wrong. It was just a really long wait. So if you're watching this to get ready for an audition, be prepared to wait in line all day. And be prepared to be there all day. I thought it was going to go by, fairly quick. I thought I'd be there till about 2 or so, but that was not the case. So I went into the audition room, and there were 4 judges, and I gave them my paperwork, and then I kind of took a step back, and I took a minute, because, quite a few of them, I think actually all of them, I think were previous Haunt Monsters, like vets. And so I took a step back and I was like, I have to say, it's really cool to meet all you guys. My brother and I are huge fans. And they all just kind of sat there and looked at each other, and then one of the guy goes, "That's not creepy." And I took a step back, and they were like, "Okay, so we're going to give you an improv scenario." And then I was like getting all jittery. I was all nervous. I was like moving back and forth, like trying to get ready, because I knew the minute they said it, the minute the guy finished speaking, I was just going to freaking explode into it. And so he spoke real slow. He was looking down this paper, had his hand on the paper, and was like, "Okay, you are a pop star turning into a zombie." And so I immediately exploded into it. And I did this really weird, like, singing thing for the pop star, but then I like, brought it for the zombie, And, I guess they liked it. I felt pretty confident with it. And, I stopped on my own account. I probably did it for, I don't know, maybe about, like, 10 seconds or so. And then, just kind of backed off. And they were like, okay. And then one of the guys was like, "So where do you want to go?" And I said, "Ghost Town 100%. And I have a character ready." And he said, "Okay, go ahead and show us." And so I again exploded. Didn't even wait like 2 seconds to just go crazy and jump into that character. Like not a second of downtime. And I felt like I got really good reactions right off the bat. I had them, they were all like doing this. And so I felt, and then one of the guys just sat there like this. But I didn't care. I interacted with him too. I tried to interact with, every single one of them, like growling at all of them or snarling at all of them. I did a lot of speaking in my audition. I did not monologue though. I know my brother and I have heard from a lot of people. They always say, "Don't monologue." But we watch other audition videos and everybody's speaking. So we were like, okay, what's the difference between monologuing and speaking? My experience just from watching people, a few other people go in and out of the audition, monologuing would be standing there, minimal movement and kind of like rehearsed speaking. Like you go in and let's say you wanted to, say, I don't know, you say your line, but it's too rehearsed, like you're not trying to scare them. You're more so just speaking, or you're not speaking directly to them. You're just talking like over here or something. I feel like that's monologuing versus going in there, like let's say you have a character and going in there and speaking to them as if they were the guests on the street and you're trying to scare them. I feel like that's what they definitely were looking for. That's what I did. I pretended that they were just 4 random guys who came to Knott's Scary Farm, and I had the job to scare them, or at least creep them out, or do my best to do whatever I could. And I had fun in there. It was really cool. There was a couple people before me who, because when you go to the audition room, it's like a stock room, and it's real echoey. It's just like this hollowed out stock room, and there's a big steel door. So, the 10 people behind you can watch you audition. So the people who were like 10 in front of me, I watched every single one of them. And, just by watching the judges' reactions on how they performed and seeing, who got a street spot and who didn't, I really think that's what they're looking for. They want to see in an audition, they want to see you explode. Like, you seriously have to be able to let go. You can't hold back in front of these guys. You have to, have enough, like, you have to let your pride down enough to say, I'm going to look stupid as hell in front of you, but you know what? It's going to look badass in the end. Because if I can scare you now, wait until I get into costume. And then also, they want to see something developed. They, even if it's not developed, because my character that I auditioned is not developed at all. It was not developed. It was developed to a point. I can't really explain it. Like, the character, okay, so now it's all out now. I can say it. Necropolis is not coming back. So, you guys all know now Infected is going to be in Camp Snoopy instead. And when I found out that Camp Snoopy Necropolis was out of Camp Snoopy, I was devastated because I had a developed character. And I was really, really excited to audition that character, you know, the vampire character that I had, and because she was depthy, you know, like I was excited and I was confident, and then that kind of shook my world, so I wasn't really sure where I was actually going to go. You know, I knew Fiesta was there, and I knew Ghost Town was there, but, you know, and Carnival too. I mean, I've done clowns before, you know, but I had no idea where I wanted to go, but someone convinced me to do Ghost Town, and I'm glad he did, because it was a decision that I am very happy with. But anyway, yeah, they're looking, I think that they're looking for explosion, you know, like, don't hold back, get into it. They want to see loud, like, be loud and crazy, and don't hold back, and a little bit of development, you know, like, don't go in there, you don't want to go in there, and when they're like, so do you have a character? You'd be like, oh, no, I don't. Don't do that. You know, even if you have to say, yeah, I have a character, and just work it, do it. But if you want to make streets, don't go in there and say, oh, no, I don't have a character. Unless they're gonna say, like, oh, well, then go ahead and show us, and you're gonna be like, you know, and not do anything. You just kind of have to explode into it. Yeah, so when I was in there watching people go in and out, the people who made it were incredibly loud. I could hear them from down the, you know, the way from the audition room, and every single one of them that was like crazy loud, they came out with with streets. As far as the monologuing thing, monologuing is when you go in there and you just talk. You know, I see I watched a lot of people go in there, and they would speak, you know, they would have things to say, but they would, you know, if you guys are the judges, they would turn like they were on the streets and there was a guest here, and they would talk to this person and they would talk to this person. I wouldn't recommend doing that. I would recommend going in and only trying to scare the people in front of you, the judges. I think it keeps the attention really focused, and it lets them really see what you can do on streets. I did my audition. I did my Ghost Town character, and I probably did it for about, this was the really cool part, because I was like freaking the heck out. You know, I was really excited because I got more and more confident as I got closer to the line. I was like, you know, I can do this, you know, watching people do it before me, and I just knew it. I was like, all right, I got this. I just gotta, you know, go in there and work it. So I went in and did my audition, and I probably did it for about maybe 6 or 7 seconds, and then one of the guys was like, all right, that's good. And I was like, oh, okay. So I just stood there, I was, you know, quiet, and immediately one of the guys does this. He goes, man, I wish we had a prosthetic for her. And I was like, really? What does that mean? And so I just sat there like shaking in my boots, just listening to them, and you know, they were just kind of talking amongst themselves, and they were like, yeah, I know, yeah, that'd be cool. And then the same guy was like, man, he was like, yeah, dude, she would make such like a cool Calamity Jane. And right there I was like, ooh, I like that. And it totally fit my audition. I actually auditioned a character that could really be versatile. I wanted the Ghost Town character to be able to fit anything that they could give me. Obviously, you have your gunslinger, you have your saloon girls, and then you have like really original characters. And I wanted that to, you know, I wanted it to fit a really general idea, and I could focus on, you know, direct character work later. So when he asked me, you know, after I auditioned, he asked me, what was your character? And I told him, well, I wanted it to be versatile, so, you know, you could call it either a girl gunslinger, the farmer's daughter, a woman mayor. You know, it was really versatile. You know, I kept listening and let them, you know, keep talking, and then they were like, well, she can come back next year and grab a makeup spot, you know, and so I was like, wow, okay, that's fine by me. So I was just kind of waiting for them to, you know, finish up paperwork, and, you know, they were all writing, and it got kind of quiet, and so I was just like, so did I make it? And he was like, oh, yeah. And I freaked out, and I did a little dance, and they all laughed, and he was like, can you do that again? And I was like, you know, did a little dance again. And I was super excited. I think everybody outside knew, because the minute they handed me my paperwork, I jumped out of the freaking audition room and did a little dance again. I was super excited. So then the real journey began. So now I have my paperwork, my nifty little paperwork, my little booklet of paperwork covered in sweat from standing outside all day. So I go to this girl and she gives me my schedule and does a little more paperwork, and then she's like, okay, now I need you to go get outside in that line and get processed. And I knew exactly what line she was talking about because it was like a mile long. So I went back outside and I stood in the heat for about another, I don't know, 45 minutes. And I didn't care the whole time. I was like, let's go stop streets. I could stand out here all day. I don't even care. So I stood in that line, went inside, got processed, and, did some more paperwork. And then this girl is like, oh, you need to go get cleared by first aid. You have an allergy. I'm allergic to chicken. And I was like, really? Oh, okay, that's fine. So I walk all the way backstage, through the park, and then to first aid, get my cleared slip, take it back to her, drop it off. Then she sends me to wardrobe, or warehouse P. And then I get in there and I sign in, and the girl's like, okay, so it's going to be about a 2-hour wait. And I was like, holy crap. Can I go get lunch? And she was like, oh, yeah, go ahead. So this whole time I felt so bad. Adam was waiting for me because we honestly, we had no idea how long this was going to take. So Adam was expecting me to be done by like 10 o'clock, and he was just roaming around Knott's Berry Farm by himself, doing nothing. So he's in the park this whole time. He doesn't have money on him because I have everything. He doesn't have water. He has nothing. He has his pass into the park, and that's it, and his phone. And I called him right after I found out that I made streets, and was all excited, and so I called him again, and I was like, dude, it's gonna be a 2-hour wait for me to get wardrobe. Let's go grab some lunch. So I went into the park with Adam, and we grabbed some lunch for like an hour and a half, walked around the park, and then I went again backstage and finished up getting fitted, and got my costume all settled and whatnot, and then I was done. And by that time I was so tired, so we just went home. Oh no, we didn't. We went sliding. Yeah, we went sliding down there. But anyway, it was a really fun day. It was very long, very hot, but incredibly worth it. Very, very, very worth it. I'm so excited. And so far, everybody on Ghost Town has been amazingly welcoming and just so incredibly helpful. And, any questions I have, they're willing to answer. And I think it's going to be a good season. It's going to be fun. If you guys have any questions about the audition that I did not answer, post in the comments below. And otherwise, I think that's about it. We're going to do another video on Scare LA because we did do that recently. Sorry it took so long for us to get this video up. We've just been really busy with getting ready for Scare LA, and then school started, so I'm back in school as of today. Adam's back in school as of last week, and things have just been crazy. So happy to get a commentary out for those of you who are hoping to audition and come on to the Knott's Scary Farm team. I know I'm not even officially there yet, but I'm so excited, so come join. It's gonna be fun. And yeah, thanks guys for keeping up with us this whole time. I'm so thankful to everybody who helped us get here. Everyone who helped me get to, where I am now. It's, without you guys, I have no idea if I would have ever even gotten close to making it into this. This was seriously the ultimate dream come true for me. After I heard Necropolis was out, and after, hearing a very convincing speech from someone, Ghost Town was definitely where I wanted to go. And I was really nervous. I was very, very nervous. And I'm absolutely honored to have the opportunity to scare with them and literally run through the fog with them. Oh, I'm still so excited. I can't believe it. Yeah, so thanks guys. You guys are awesome. And keep an eye out for another video on Scare LA, and we're also going to do an interview on one of our buddies who went with us, who worked Green Spot and Center Carnival of Carnage with us. So keep an eye out. Thanks, guys. Catch you later. What are you doing? What? I just kind of like...
Yeah. Where?
Will you stop?
Yeah.
I'm trying to make a video. You said you didn't want to be in it.
I did.
Then go away.
Okay. Bye.
Quiet, so... Will you shut up? Damn! I'm gonna kill him.